Good evening, good morning, or good afternoon, whatever time it is, wherever you are. Welcome to another webcast of Alexandra Mayers Live. This is your hostess, Alexandra. Had a little bit of issue prior in regards to getting this webcast to record properly, so we're doing it again. But that's okay, because I'm actually having a good time over here. Now, I was planning on introducing some of you to my band members today, but considering just the past 3 years, I and those I work with have decided it's not a good idea for anyone to know anyone's identity except for mine. And we're going to keep it that way. The individuals on this planet who are most targeted in regards to cyberbullying and stalking are women and minorities. I happen to be both a woman and a minority, so I have to take precautions, as do many of you. But for those of you out there who are interested in following my work, following the artistry that Christian porn star is an umbrella over, and hearing the message that I'm trying to convey to many of you out there in regards to good versus evil, right versus wrong, you do have a chance to meet me this year. I will be on tour. It's going to be the Christian porn star tour, and it's going to be incredible. It is a free concert, event, and art exhibition, like a music series meets visual art meets a bit of ministry. And if you want to be a part of that, if you want to participate, or if you just want to attend, feel free to shoot me an email through alexandramayers.com. christianpornstar.com will be online a bit later. And from there, you can contact me. You can get an invite to my various concert series and events and music exhibitions, because due to security reasons, I can only have people attend who are approved. I hate doing it that way. I don't think I'll always have to do it that way, because nobody lives forever. But for now, I have to do it that way. So please understand, but I am, for the most part, open to the public, as long as the public's affiliations and associations don't have any linkage to individuals that I've had issue with in the past who have had the mission of stifling the First Amendment. In other words, freedom of speech. And you know what? A lot of you will be surprised in regards to the individuals who are against freedom of speech. Oftentimes they mask themselves as being freedom of speech advocates. The porn industry as a whole, for example, they want to be able to say, there's an N-word in my daughter, but God forbid you talk about their linkage to organized crime. Yeah, I learned that via my most recent legal run-in, which now is over. And I do have to say, because the subject of tonight's webcast will be the concept of fair. Okay? Life is not fair. And I think that that final nail has been hammered into the coffin in regards to life not being fair, and also in regards to the illusion of freedom of speech in America, not only via the lawsuit that I just finished contending with, but via that new Wonder Woman movie that just came out. Isn't that wonderful?
You will train her harder than any Amazon before her. 5 times harder. 10 times harder.
Never let your guard down. You expect the battle to be fair.
Until she is better than even you.
In the beginning, in the trailer, you have the mother teaching her daughter, life is not fair. And I think that's a wonderful lesson for all young women, regardless of their ethnicity, to realize, because we just went through a whole political, I don't even know what to call it, an event that fortunately is about to come to a close also, when it comes to daughters being slapped down by their fathers who just are incredibly immature men who never wanted to grow up and who hate women. Because you really do have to hate women to do something that would be detrimental to your own daughter. You really do. And a lot of you out there who are fathers, you're not going to want to hear that from me, but it's the truth. If you're a daughter out there and your father has done things that are detrimental to women, you as the daughter, and a lot of you will not agree with me on this, but it is the truth. You as a daughter, you have to just walk away from your father. Being an investigative, independent blogger, as long as I have in regards to the porn industry, I've had to see a lot of women walk away from their fathers. And when I look at how many men in the porn industry have impregnated women who gave birth to daughters, I pray for those daughters, because those daughters, even before they hit the age of 18, they're going to know the truth of their fathers. And it will be heartbreaking. But though it will be heartbreaking, it's just how the world works, which is unfortunate. But it's the truth. So let's go ahead and talk about the concept of fair. What's fair? What's not fair? Is there any such thing even as fair on earth? I am not so sure about that. You know, you look at a lot of adult entertainment industry entities, organizations, startups. Fair for CA, for example. It's not fair. From my perspective, the AIDS Healthcare Foundation, they've never really been fair to performers. They've looked at performers as a means to fatten up their piggy banks. When I look at the atrocities and the horrific agendas that the organized crime-controlled pornographic industry has in regards to their lifeline, their foundation, their performers, it's disgusting, and it most certainly isn't fair. But that's the thing. Life isn't fair. And being that life isn't fair, you as an individual, you really need to figure out where you truly stand, what you're truly willing to sacrifice in order to put things right. I personally don't have any children. I'm not married or anything. So for me to take the stance as a whistleblower over the past few years, I'm glad I had the opportunity to do it. I think in my particular legal situation, the judges who presided over my particular case definitely were as quote unquote fair as they could be, considering where they live, what they have to deal with on a day-to-day basis, and whatnot. I especially think that the Discovery Commissioner, Bonnie Bullard, was an outstanding figure in my particular legal situation. I think that she's a wonderful person. I think that Judge Rob Baer did the best that he could in this particular situation. But when you're a woman, and especially if you're a minority, in other words, if you're someone who is not white, if you don't have the complexion for the protection, you need to realize that our legal system was not built to protect you. It was built to protect those with the complexion for the protection. And even if they don't have it, if they have it more so than you do, you need to stay away from the individuals coming after you. Malcolm X knew that. You do have to stand your ground, though. You really do. I stood my ground, and considering that we're talking about the word fair, I think I actually fared pretty well in my particular legal situation. But do I have any confidence in the United States of America courts? Absolutely not. I personally don't feel that I even belong in the United States of America. I do not plan to contribute any more of my resources or my energy to this country whatsoever. due to what I've had to endure, due to the attacks that continue, actually, against my family. And it just is what it is.